Yo, Marcus Gripper here. Tesla just reported their Q4 record-breaking deliveries, 112,000 cars delivered. That's insane. I was not expecting that number. And what I was expecting was a number a little bit less, unless they had the help from the Shanghai gigafactory ramping out cars this quarter. But that didn't happen. They only ramped out 15 cars delivered for this quarter because those are just the cars that they delivered to employees at the factory, and they're going to do additional deliveries starting in the 7th of January, I believe. And so I was so surprised that the deliveries didn't include a lot from Shanghai Gigafactory. And so what that means is that they just smashed their numbers, smashed. And don't forget to put a smash down at that like button. It really helps this channel and helps other folks see this content from the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button. I'd be really appreciative to that. All right, well, let's jump into this video. Smashed their numbers hands down without that, which means they're going to make so much more deliveries in the next quarter due to the ramp up with Shanghai Gigafactory finally starting to pump out those vehicles. So I'm really excited about the next quarter and the quarters to come with Tesla stock. And they reached their 360K to 400K vehicles for this year. So they reached 365,500 vehicles for the year. So that's pretty awesome. So besides that, this is really a pivotal moment for Tesla. They're really breaking out and they're selling a lot of cars and they're getting profitable. And they've been profitable last quarter. And so this quarter, I'd expect them to be profitable again due to the amount of cars that they sold and the margin on the cars that they're selling it at and the cost reduction that we saw in the last quarter. And if they can become profitable this quarter, and this is the quarter which I was questioning the most, if they're going to be able to be profitable, because they didn't have that Gigafactory China cars coming in for this quarter, which they will have in the subsequent quarters. So if they are able to make profit this quarter, Q4, then that means that I really think that they're going to be able to make it to the S&P 500 this coming year. And once that happens, this is just going to be a snowball effect, because when that happens, they're going to be able to be owned by literally everyone who buys into a index fund that follows S&P 500. In addition to that, the second factor about that is that, so finally, fund managers and investment firms that might have had restrictions of what kind of stocks that they can purchase, maybe they had to be in the S&P 500, maybe they had to be profitable for X amount of quarters due to their fiduciary responsibilities, maybe they couldn't own Tesla in their accounts. So those companies that had those restrictions and Tesla's checking off those boxes will be able to own Tesla and invest in Tesla, and that's going to just snowball things. In addition, Tesla has a few awesome things lined up for them in terms of start working on Gigafactory in Berlin and also the Model Y coming out next year. So, and that's going to be arguably the most profitable car for them and the most demand for that car out there as well. So that's really exciting. So I have a price target for the end of this year, and I'm really bullish on Tesla, would be about over $550 is my price target that I currently have on Tesla for the end of the year. Now, this is not financial advice, and I'm not recommending folks to go out and buy Tesla, even though that it's like, oh, but you think that Tesla's price is going to be at this price for the end of the year. And I actually don't think a new investor should invest in Tesla. That's kind of strange. Why would I say that? Well, here's a couple reasons why. The main reason why I don't think a new investor should invest in Tesla is because the stock right now is going parabolic. And let's say a new investor bought into Tesla, and let's say Tesla kept going up and it went up to $550 really soon, and then they eventually, maybe they sold, maybe they didn't. But the thing there is that they're not learning a good habit. A new investor who's going to buy and hold a stock shouldn't be buying into stocks that are going parabolic, because in general, when a stock goes parabolic, it's probably in a bubble, and or at least there's going to be a huge retracement that's going to happen, a pullback that's going to happen. And for a new investor, so if they have that mentality of they made a lot of money from Tesla because it just kept going up, then first of all, we don't know if Tesla stock's going to keep going up or not. It might go down, like, crash hard. This might be a bubble. But the main point is that the new investor would gain that bad habit of investing in companies that are just shooting up. And when new investors should not be trying to chase companies and stocks that are just going up and getting that mentality of fear of missing out, FOMO. Because of that, I don't think it's a good stock for new investors to start to buy into until there's a significant retracement, knowing that they should be chasing stocks. And there's several examples of stocks just going up and then crashing, especially with the IPOs that have gone out recently, like Beyond Meat just went up like crazy and then crashed. Zoom conference just went up like crazy and then crashed. All the pot stocks just went up and then crashed. They're all bubbles that happened in 2019. And even to a certain extent, software stocks, cloud stocks, they also had a really significant pullback in 2019. So it's a lesson here is just to not be chasing these companies like crazy and waiting for that good pullback to then invest in, make these good decisions. And investors should, when they're especially they're starting out and learning, just to make good habits, understand what good moves are to make. And I'm not saying that experienced investors shouldn't buy Tesla stock, because purely buying it on this trend that's going up right here, it has a nice trend and it's probably going to go higher in the short run. Because that's where the trend points to, at least. And when it retraced back to 412 or so, if you see this trend line here, it didn't break it, so it went back up higher. So this trend line is still valid until we break through this trend line. And when we do, that's when actually I think we're going to have a significant retracement, and that might be a good buying opportunity, actually. This is not financial advice, remember that. And more companies will always come along, and just know that don't get too caught up over one opportunity that you want to make sure you don't miss, or that you have missed. And I wish I was in that stock 3 years ago, or I wish I was in that stock a year ago. And the beauty of the stock market is that there's always going to be a great opportunity. Really excited about the news from Tesla today. Let me know what you guys think about that news, think about Tesla. And just a friendly reminder, I'm not a professional financial advisor. These videos are for your entertainment and informational purposes only. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.